Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay? You're welcome to file over here and spread out on both sides of the cameras. I know you're trying to capture some of that shade over there. It's a glorious Tuesday morning here at Home of Hope Equinet Children's Shelter. Welcome. I have the honor of introducing some very special guests here today. And before I do that, and for those that we have yet to meet, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Home of Hope Equinet Children's Shelter. We are a transitional living facility addressing the huge homeless issue in Gwinnett County and the metro Atlanta area. And we do this with a multi-generational approach by taking our guests from sleeping in their cars or living the extended stay hotel life. And first and foremost, we give our children this safe, loving, nurturing environment where they're free to be kids, while we hold mom on a high accountability program designed to take her from homelessness to feeling more hopeful and into a home of her own. And when that happens, we know she can maintain and sustain the home she's in for having been through our program here and providing the wraparound services that she needs to maintain her independence. So it's a two-generational approach to ending the cycle of homelessness. We've been doing this 7 years this year, and we're really proud to have you all here to share a little bit about what we do. So on that note, it is important that we all come together in collaboration to take care of our most vulnerable population. And so we're honored to host this very important signing ceremony today to further impact the future success of victims from trafficking. With that, I'd like to do some introductions. I have many of my board of directors here that this place doesn't run, doesn't operate without them. So if I call your name, would you please stand forward? Our board chairman, Mr. Jim Lloyd, and his lovely wife, Cindy. Our vice chair, Mr. Doug Meyer. Charles Reed, Dave Earhart, Leanna Roach. Where's Leanna? Sorry, here's someone. There she is. And Barry Sanders. I want to thank Senator Clint Dixon for the phone call recently to invite us to host this event. Clint, where are you? Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity. And with that, I'd like to present Marty Kemp, First Lady of Georgia. As well, Marty, there you are. Thank you. And I have the privilege today and the distinct honor to introduce the Honorable Brian Kemp, Governor of the great state of Georgia.
Thank you. God bless. That's good to see. God bless you. Well, thanks, Maureen, and I hope Senator Dixon didn't just invite us invite himself and us to come. Hopefully he asked you if we could be here today, which I know that he did. But I just want to thank you guys for what you're doing. I mean, what a great mission that you have, and also want to thank the board. I know that these things don't run without a lot of really good business people on the board, but also a lot of people that have big places in their heart, also in their checkbooks at times to help fund these things. So thank you guys all for having us, and thank you for what you're doing. And I certainly am honored to be here today with our First Lady. And as I've said many times, there's no one in the country that's done as much as Marty Kemp, the members of the Grace Commission working with the Georgia General Assembly, and a lot of advocates to end human trafficking and get support to victims. Nobody in the country has done as much, and we are certainly leading the nation in that regard. And I know that the countless victims and people across the state are appreciative like I am for their efforts. We're also just incredibly excited to be joined by a couple of our floor leaders, Senator Clint Dixon, who this is his home district. Certainly appreciate the great work he's done serving the people of the 45th Senate District. In only his first year, we threw him into the fire quick this session, and he just did a great job. Representative Josh Bonner is another one of my floor leaders. Josh and I go way back. He's also a great member of the Georgia National Guard, as well as a member of the General Assembly, and just a good man, and I appreciate Josh's leadership as well. And certainly my friend and great leader in her own right, who probably everybody in the state will know your name, coming really soon, Representative Bonnie Rich, who's been just a great leader, also from Gwinnett County, and Senator Kay Kirkpatrick, who has just led on a number of issues, and one of those this year came from a couple of the Girl Scouts that are here today, Sophie and Emily, and I want to thank you guys for being involved in the political process and lobbying Senator Kay on some great policy initiatives. I mean, she's a good person. You can see that she listens to all of her constituents, no matter how young they are, and sometimes some of the best ideas we get are from young folks. So, Senator, thank you for being here. And I will just remind everyone, as I said in my State of the State address earlier this year, despite our shared challenges, and we've certainly seen more than most over the last year, Georgia is rich with good soil. And this past year has reflected our resilience as a state and as Georgians. And it's highlighted our responsibilities as state leaders to plant seeds that will ensure Georgia remains the best place to live, work, and raise a family in the country. And of course, doing that requires us to take divisive action to eradicate the sinister crimes and bad actors that threaten our communities and especially our children. And as Marty will tell you, no industry embodies that theft of innocence and opportunity more than human trafficking. The Grace Commission under Marty's leadership has been hard at work these first 2 years in office, helping crack down on traffickers and protect the victims of this evil industry. And she and her team, quite honestly, led the fight against human trafficking since the start of our first day in office. And as I said earlier, Georgians are lucky to have her, and I am too. But as we stand before you today, we know that Gwinnett County is one of the main hubs for human trafficking in our state. And the folks here at House of Hope are on the front lines of this fight every single day, and we are just incredibly grateful for all of your efforts. But this problem is not just singular to the metro Atlanta region. In fact, we know it's happening in communities in every corner of our state. So we cannot waste time. We cannot ignore what we know is happening all around us, and we must take action. And in a moment, we will do that. I'll be signing 3 pieces of legislation that serve as an important step in achieving our goal to support victims and end human trafficking in Georgia once and for all. First, SB 33 allows victims of human trafficking to sue their traffickers, as well as anyone else who knowingly benefited financially from their victimization. These lawsuits may be filed within 10 years of the date of the offense or the victim's 18th birthday if the victim is a minor. The bill also creates a cause of action allowing the Attorney General to file suit against human traffickers and their associates. Next is SB 34, which amends Georgia's name change statute to protect the privacy and safety of human trafficking survivors who wish to change their name. Currently, Georgians wanting to change their name must file a petition for name change, and there must be public notice in the local paper. This bill will protect the victim's privacy by allowing them to file their petitions confidentially under court seal. And I want to thank Marty as well as both of our hard-working floor leaders, Senator Dixon and Representative Bonner, for working this bill in the General Assembly. Last, I'm proud to sign HB 287, which requires schools to teach human trafficking awareness to students in 6th through 12th grade, and also adds tobacco and vapor products to the list of categories included in Georgia's mandatory alcohol and drug awareness education program. We thank you two young ladies for that. So great work. Girl Scout Troop 13, well, how do y'all say that? All right, there we go. Girl Scout Troop 13560. Did I get it right? Research this idea of increasing student awareness of vaping awareness and reaching out to the legislature with their ideas. And this bill originally only addressed vaping and tobacco education, but through the hard work of our First Lady, Representative Rich, and Senator Kirkpatrick, as well as the Georgia Academy of Family Physicians and the Girl Scout Troop, 13560, represented by Sophie and Emily, Georgia students will now be trained on how to spot human trafficking as well. I want to again thank Marty and the legislative leaders who are here with us today, and those that are not, for fighting around the clock for these pieces of legislation. And I will remind you that all of these human trafficking bills have passed with bipartisan, unanimous support, which is really saying something. You know, as I've told folks every session, that some of the only bills that ever get unanimous passage have been Marty's. And I'm still very confused by that. Believe you me, she reminds me often of that. But we are certainly proud of this, and I just want to thank everybody for being here. Also remind you, if you are someone that's trapped, someone currently being trafficked, know that we will not stop until you are set free. We are working daily to support you and to help you and to go after those that are victimizing you. And we are still fighting, and we will continue to roll out more reforms and legislation that will help us end human trafficking in the Peach State for good and secure a better, brighter future for its survivors. And with that, I'd now like to welcome our champion to end human trafficking, our First Lady, Marty Kemp.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Brian, and thank you all for being here. Each month, about 374 girls are sex trafficked in Georgia. The average victim age can be anywhere from 12 to a little over 14 years old. This heinous industry affects every community in our state, regardless of age, race, or gender. And through strategic partnerships, we are taking action to end it once and for all. As Brian said, we've been in the fight from day one, forming the Grace Commission, implementing statewide trainings, a new hotline, law enforcement task forces, and working with those on the front lines to support these victims, to fight to support the victims. And today, as Brian signs SB 33, SB 34, and HB 287, we continue to send that message that there is no place for human trafficking in this great state of Georgia. These pieces of legislation are products of our efforts with our great partners and state leaders, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thanks to a successful legislative session, we have continued our efforts to combat human trafficking and bring justice for the victims. But none of this would be possible without our strong support network here in Georgia and across the country. Without the help of our partners, including Senator Clint Dixon, Representative Josh Bonner, Representative Bonnie Rich, and Senator Kay Kirkpatrick, we are now doubling down on our efforts and renewing our commitment to the fight against human trafficking. With these important initiatives, we can continue taking important steps to end modern-day slavery and ensure that our state is a safe haven for those who have been victimized. But I want every Georgian and the perpetrators, I can't say that right. Perpetrators. I'm so sorry. But I want every Georgian and the perpetrators of this evil industry to hear me loud and clear. These are only the most recent steps in the ongoing fight to end human trafficking, and certainly not our last. As more and more Georgians join us in this important mission, we will continue to make lasting change in our state by giving a voice to the voiceless, supporting victims, and bringing justice to the criminals who support this sinister enterprise. We will continue to shine a bright light on a dark place and change lives for the better. Thank you again for being here today for this historic moment. God bless you all, and God bless this great state of Georgia. Thank you.
Get a little tongue-tied. Big word.
Just on purpose. Oh, no, sorry.
Just come on down. We're going to sign the Senate bills first. That's correct. All right, we're going to see what we got here. Senate Bill 33. All right, Senators, that That's yours.
Thank you very much.
Very good. This will be Senate Bill 34. Maybe I ought to give your cohorts a pen.
I think so, yes, sir.
Sophie, you and Emily want to come up here where we can get y'all in here
Absolutely.
for your leadership? Why don't each of y'all get on one side of
Yeah,
me
come
right
up
here?
here.
All right, y'all ready? All right, here, y'all give you that. I'll sign, I'll put the date on here. Give me that. All right, congratulations. Good work, y'all.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.